Today we're talking 3D printing with Danny of Mark 3D. And Danny, I want to try and talk about some prototype parts, which 3D printing is known for, but end-use parts as well. I think that's key. So yeah, let's start on prototypes and then work through to end-use parts. You know, what is a typical prototype, if there is one?
Well, it's such a broad spectrum in all honesty, but let's take a part like this, an air intake off a car of some description. Basically, people come to us wanting fit and form, but that sits firmly in the remit of nearly every printer on the market. Where we really come into our own at Mark Forged is by making functional prototypes that you can get some real testing and then transition into end use when they see the properties potentially. So a part like this is quite complex, would be quite hard to manufacture overnight particularly, but when we get into the real nitty-gritty, things like trying to get a particular power curve on a car, we can change the profile, print 3 or 4 of these all in one go, bolt them on and test them. This particular part has been used for quite a while under the bonnet of a particular car, so some nice functional properties. Talking about that's really Mark Forge's niche. 10-15 years ago you would be investing hundreds of thousands of pounds in a printer that would fill a room this kind of size to get those kind of properties. Now, like the Mark II behind you, a little desktop machine, you can get some nice workable properties.
So that part there, that's something ultimately we can sell as a machinist. We can sell that component. This part here we're probably not going to sell. It's for a C&M fixture, but it's going to aid the manufacturing process, maybe even make it cheaper.
Yeah, definitely make it cheaper and potentially quicker as well. So obviously if you're going to machine this, you're going to take a milling machine out of production, a skilled engineer, the tooling to do that. We get the picture behind that. With 3D printing, as long as you've got your CAD, that'll cost you between £5 to £10 depending on the wall thickness there. Just import that, press print, and away you go. So you've got yourself an end-use part there very quickly. And
this is a simple, I guess, 2D part, but if we look at some of the more adventurous aerospace parts with 3D forms, we've got our CAD, we can make, rather than waiting for a part to be made, they're making fixtures and holding up measurement, we can print it before the parts have been machined, I guess. Yeah,
so a good example of that would be something like this hip insert from Corin, one of our customers. They basically they basically go through their production plan with a polymer part or a fibre part as well. So they can print the end-use part as it would arrive in a casting form, do the machining ops on it, do the inspection ops on it. So when the actual casting arrives, they're ready to go, or 95% of the way there.
And some of these other parts, I think we can work out what that one is. This one's off a robot.
Yes, so bespoke motor covers. We do a lot with this customer, Robochallenge, basically. All kinds of aluminium parts that have been flipped over to composite. He was subbing them out. Some of them lead times 2-3 weeks, a few £100 apart. Minimum order quantities were really killing him. Essentially, he can keep designing his product as well. Use it once, recognise where he could have tweaked it, overnight print, and away you go with a new improved part.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, a CNC machinist, we can make parts that aid the manufacturing process, fixtures, chuck jaws, vice jaws, but also end-use components I can ultimately sell, maybe low volume, not my bag, subcontract that out, or possibly even decline to quote. But with a printer, whether it's plastic or metal, maybe you quote it.
That's it. A part like this is a dishwasher filter. I mean, typically an injection mold part. Our customer using this needed about 100 a month to begin with. He was struggling to find suppliers. The per part cost was going through the roof because he only needed a few. It gives you options to open up new services to a CNC workshop as well. You don't have to turn away those small jobs. So if you need 1, you need 10, you need the hundreds, printing is perfect.
Yeah, and it's fair to say what we're not saying here, get rid of all your CNC milling machines, you don't need them anymore, and get loads of printers. These printers are designed to help the manufacturing process and grow your business.
Absolutely complementary. A perfect example, just going back to the end-use tools. Obviously we're talking metal here, but we've got a subtractive tool manufacturer using additive to help their processes. We print 98% of the form. They're still going to flip back to their traditional downstream post-processing of finished grinding, balancing, to get the tolerances they need in that ultra high precision environment, but we're doing it at a fraction of the cost and lead time of what they were doing beforehand.
Okay, thanks Danny. So if you're an engineer watching this video, whether you're hoping to speed up your manufacturing process or maybe quote work you're currently declining, speak with the team at Mark 3D.